Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 1 May 2025. We are well into the spring of the year. It is Thursday night at 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the Apostle P channel, and a knife sale we shall have. First off, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post those on the screen for you in just a moment. I will also print them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description, above the terms of the sale, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first is entitled A Primer for Buyers. That one is a 38-minute expanded explanation of the terms of the sale designed to help the new buyer understand how we do things and why every Thursday night. So if you are a noob, please give that a look. It'll make your purchase experiences go much more smoothly. The second link is to my FAQs for Consignors video. That one explains how this Thursday night madness works from the consignors perspective. So if you are interested in moving along some of your collection and you'd like me to help you do it, watch that video. It'll show you how it works. And the last link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in the all-important video description, you will see those 3 links at the very top, and then you'll see the terms of the sale in the middle, and at the bottom, the reason everyone came tonight, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps down the left side, pricing down the right. In the pricing column, you're generally going to see 2 numbers. The one to the left of the slash is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right is as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. There will be room this week for 4 knives to be sharpened next day. So the first 4 knives purchased to be sharpened will ship Friday, tomorrow, the 2nd. If you fall outside the first 4, not to worry. You should have your sharpened knife shipped and on its way to you in about 3 weeks. If you see the word sold, all caps, exclamation point, in lieu of pricing for a given item, that means it has been bought and paid for by its new owner. So no need to send an I'll take it or an inquiry about anything marked sold. I believe that's it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? We're going to start tonight's sale with some leftovers from last week at some screaming deals. The first among them is a cold steel 6-inch Ti-Lite, the Xi-X handled variety. So it is a textured molded polymer scale set. Big long handle on the 6-inch Ti-Lite. 7 1/16 inches in length. So the knife is kind of old school. It emulates an Italian stiletto. You can sort of front flip it with that self guard, or you can open it with the thumb stud, which it does quite well. The blade is in US 8A. It is 5 7/8 inches in length. It is wearing an edge from the TheApostleP Knife Service. It's probably the best slicer of any 6-inch Ti-Lite I've ever seen. Stainless steel liner lock mechanism with the folded over portion. I always think of Camillus when I see that. It just works so nicely. Pocket clip right hand tip up. Knife rides on probably Cold Steel's complement of phosphor bronze and paper thin Teflon washers. Centering pretty squared away. We'll call it near mint in box. Hardly been used, if at all, after sharpening. This model currently available brand new for a web retail price of about $63. Then this customer spent $30 or $35 having me sharpen it. So do the math. We offered this last week at $55. Didn't sell, dropped it to $49 for the weekend. Your price this week, guys, is $45. Let's just say I sharpened it for $30. And it cost me $10.65 to ship it. So it's 15. So I believe you bought the knife for $4.35 plus postage and sharpening. it's probably not getting any cheaper. The Ti-Lite 6-inch from Cold Steel. Next up, we have a watch left over from last week, and I'm kind of shocked. I got to tell you. It's from Islander. So Mark Frankel, the Islander watch brand, and islandwatch.com or longislandwatch.com, depending on when you're looking at it. And Mark is sort of famous for doing Seiko homage models using Seiko parts. He kind of makes them better. And that's what this is. It's the ISL 67 200 meter dive watch. Looks a lot like a Seiko Samurai, because it is. And it's using a Seiko NH36 automatic movement, which is a day date, which is at 3 and is now obscured by the minute's hand. Light blue waffle dial, darker blue ceramic bezel insert, 200 meters of water resistance. Bezel's 120 click unidirectional. And the bezel actually lines up pretty well. It is wearing a bracelet that looks a lot like a Miltat Hexad. Milled internals, stamped outer clasp. Normal configurations, 3 micro adjusts. Solid case back, nicely engraved. Dimensions are 42 by 48 by 14 with 22 millimeter lug width. Just some very slight rubs on the polished areas of the case, very near mint in box. These are available new at Island Watch for $329. We ran this last week for $175, got no takers. Dropped it to $160 for the weekend. It's still here. Your price this week, $150 on the ISL 67 Samurai homage. Next, another watch left over from last week. It is from Vaer, a Los Angeles, California brand with parts sourced from other locations. This is the Vaer DS5 NG42 200 meter dive-ish watch. Very nice casework, I got to say. It's running a Seiko NH35 movement with the date at 6. The case has some features that are very Omega, wouldn't you say? Twisted lugs. I like the polished, or the satin brushed flanks that kind of turn inward. Very cool. Bezel has a coined edge, aluminum insert, blue and green. Very nice. 120 click unidirectional. And I'd love to say the bezel lines up, and it does with the applied markers, but that minute track, I honestly don't know what Vaer was thinking. It doesn't line up with anything. There's also a little bit of an issue with the date at 6. Every 4th day is blue. You can read the date. Right now, it's the same green as this part of the bezel, and the print is white. I can't really read it in most lights. It is on a Vaer signed Tropic style strap, and it comes with a tan 2-piece seatbelt nylon. Watch is very near mint in box. These are discontinued, not a stock. When they were available, they were $329 web retail. We ran this one last week at $195, didn't sell, dropped it to $175 for the weekend. Your price this week, $160, shipped priority mail on the Vaer DS5 NG42 200 meter dive watch. Next up, we have a CJRB, one of the nicer, if not the nicest, CJRB knives I've ever had on the knife sale. The model number is J1925-GCF, and it is a Pyrite. Cool knife, titanium handled, button lock, Manual folder. The carbon fiber inlay on the show side is called Gold Flake carbon fiber. Pocket clip right hand tip up milled titanium. Knife rides on ball bearings, opens with thumb studs. Beautiful drop / spear point blade. Blade steel is S90V. Blade length 3 1/8. Looks like about 100,000th stock. Handle length 4 3/16. Beautiful knife blade. Very bug outy, don't you think? Rock solid lockup. Free swinging. Beautiful hydraulic action. Super smooth. Well centered blade. Condition, we will say, like new in the box. Discontinued, not a stock. When they were available, they were at $199 web retail. Found one sold listing on eBay that did $185 shipped. We ran this last week at $140. No takers on Thursday or Friday. We dropped it to $125 for the weekend. Still here. Let's go. $115 on this one. $145 if you'd like it to have an Apostle P edge, and next day sharpening is available. That's the Gold Flake Carbon Fiber Pyrite from CJRB. Next up, another leftover. This one, they made in the USA. Side folding button lock automatic from Kershaw. It is the model 7200 BLKOL Launch 2. The OL for olive, the BLK for black. It is a button lock automatic, no safety. Let's see, how'd it do? This knife fails to lock open because of the early launch poor design of the spring. See there, it locked open. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I will say this, even if it doesn't lock open, the second you touch something with the edge, it's going to click into place. The problem is there's no spring tension past there. So it depends on momentum and then not bouncing off the pin. But anyway, lock that time. Blade CPM 154, 3 5/16 inches in length. DLC coated. Handle length is 4 1/2. One tiny little nick on the handle right at the corner. Tiny little speck. Ambidextrous tip up old Kershaw butter knife clip. Once it locks up solid. The action is just fine. The centering is very, very close. We'll call it near mint in box. It has been used and touched up. They're discontinued, not a stock. I think they ran about 140 when they were available. Because of the lockout issue, we ran this last week at $85. Got no takers. Dropped it to $75 for the weekend. Your price this week, $65. $90 if you like my edge on it. That's the Launch 2 from Kershaw. Next up, we have a Vosteed. I was almost a little excited about this knife last week, and it didn't sell. Box, inner pouch, goodies. This is the Model A 1911 Ankylo from Vosteed. And it is a visually striking piece. Scale set, orange, hard anodized aluminum. A little bit of a frag pattern going on, black hardware. Tip up deep carry clip, ambidextrous with fill tab. And I forgot to look up the name of this lock. It operates like a button lock, but it's mounted in the pivot. You can flip it. You can front flip it. You can open it with a hole. You can probably even fling it. You can. The blade is black coated. L-Max, 3 3/16 inches in length. Handle 4 9/16. Open construction, steel liners. rock solid lockup. Ball bearing pivot works great. Centering is squared away. Like new in the box, we will call it. These are available for $198 brand new web retail. We ran this last week at $130, got no takers, dropped it to $115 for the weekend, still here. Your price like on this week is going to be $105 like it is, $130 with my edge. That's the Vosteed A1911 Ankylo. Next up is our last leftover from last week. Every now and then, I'm puzzled. This is one of those times. We have a Hinderer XM18 3-inch in S45VN with a Harpoon Tanto blade, tri-way pivot, stone-washed finish, and a Coyote Tan G10 scale. Well, let's see. There's the Coyote Tan G10 scale, not mounted on the knife. Here is all the original hardware. The bright finished stonewash clip hardware. The knife is wearing a full set of Rick Hinderer knives, bronze titanium hardware, and it's wearing an orange scale. All looks pretty good together, I think. Let's see. Flips great. Fingers on lock bar even. Let's see. Still flips great. Now it looks like to me somebody has sharpened this blade and either didn't mask it properly and used a clamp system or somehow got abrasive in contact with the face of the knife. But anyway, 3 inches of blade-ish, 3 1/16 I measured it, 4 1/16 handle, stonewash frame, steel inserted titanium frame lock, locking up right there, rock solid. Centering very, very close. You might call it perfect. So yeah, I think these are available new. I'm not sure in this configuration, but it's $425 if you can find one. We ran this one last week at $350, got no takers, dropped it to $325 for the weekend. Your price this week, $300 like it is. $335 if you'd like my edge on that S45 Tanto blade. That's the Hinderer XM18 3-inch Harpoon Tanto. Okay, next up we're on to the fresh stuff. This is interesting. It's a Great Eastern cutlery knife. It comes in a little tiny marbles pouch. No tube. So this is the number 76 Western Outlaw in Northfield trim. I think most of you have never seen this model. I believe they made 45 pieces in this configuration back in 2013. So the model number is 761213. Of course, blades are 1095. A gorgeous, I'm going to call it a dog leg. Opposite end, look at that thing. Yeah, that's just beautiful. Slanted, lined, and pinched nickel silver bolsters. Dark kingwood covers with cloud shield. Nickel silver bolsters and brass liners. Closed length is 3 9/16. Main blade. Well, I guess that's not the main blade. I get the knife backwards. Main blade is a clip point. And if you notice, that's a very Charlie looking clip point. Looks like the edges have been touched up on both blades. Half stops. I'm going to call that a 7.5 pull. And the secondary blade is a swedged spay. A cut swedge and a nail neck spay. Walk and talk are excellent on both. Centering is as well. Just looks like it's been carried ever so little. Nice knife. We'll call it near mint, no tube. So I found one of these 76 Western Outlaws from 2013 sold on eBay, and it was a titty-ute. It was an ugly green jig bone, and it sold for $658. I think this is kind of the one to have. Your price, $325 like it is, $355. I sharpened both blades. That's the GEC Northfield number 76 Western Outlaw. Next up, we have an icon from W.R. Case & Sons. Look at that. Now, this is kind of sad. This is a 5111.5 L SS Cheetah in Stag. So it is a midlock swing guard knife. Here's the sad thing. Normally, if you're using Stag, you're going to put the better of the two slabs on the mark side, which is the side you're looking at. But look at the pile side. So I'm calling this a left-handed knife. Anyway, it's the Cheetah. It's a legend, and it should be. 4 3/8 inches closed length. Triple line bolsters and end caps in nickel silver. Liners are brass. And there you go. That is why we love it. Oh, yeah. What a beauty. True sharp stainless steel blade. Swing guard. Just if you haven't ever watched one of these, watch. How's that? Yeah. Beautiful centering on this knife, too. And absolutely zero play in any direction. We'll call it near mint, no box. Similar Cheetahs, I don't know if I actually found any in Stag. Between $167 and $285 sold listings on eBay. I like that. Your price on this one is $150, like it is $170 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Cheetah in Stag. Next up, we have a little run of knives from Titusville, PA, but not from Great Eastern. From Schatt and Morgan, from the old Queen factory. This one is part of their Heritage series. It's the model 3766 Stockman in Stag bone. So don't be fooled by that term. That is bone jigged to look like Stag, although that's not what I would call this. I would call that pick bone. But anyway, we got a little serpentine Stockman. 3 15/16 inches in closed length, so thin or slim, but not small, right? Nickel silver bolsters, brass liners, blade set, a main clip with a cut swedge and a long pull. Blade steel on this one is 1095. Cam tang, we'll call it a 7. Center blade, sheep's foot, back blade, spay. Zero rub on those Stockman congressing blades. We'll call it near mint in box. The Heritage series was around 2007, so still in the Queen factory. No Bill Howard, that era. Okay, so we have one of these sold on eBay at $161. Let's do $110 on this one, shipped priority mail. $150. I sharpen all 3 blades. The Schatt and Morgan Heritage Series 3766 Stockman. Next up, another one from Schatt and Morgan. This part of their Keystone series. I'm going to call this a Keystone Stockman. I don't have a model number. Do I? No, there was no model number on the blade tanks. So, blade steel on these is 420 HC. Closed length is 3 11/16. Covers are burnt Stag. There is your mark side. There's your pile side. Physical match, pretty good. Main spear point blade. Long match striker pull, cut swedge. Says 1 of 30 pieces. I will call that an 8 pull. The walk and talk, a little gritty, just okay. Center blade, sheep's foot. Back blade, big broad pen. And 0 rub on this one too. We'll call it near mint, no box. Can't find one anywhere. So I have no idea. I do know this. You can have it for $95, ship priority mail. $135. I sharpen all 3 blades. The Schatt & Morgan Keystone Stockman in Stag. Next up, our last Schatt & Morgan tonight. Here we go. Schatt & Morgan American Pocket Knives, Keystone Series. The knife in the box is model 042822, and it's a Coke bottle jack. There we go. I'm not sure what they call that jigging, but it's obviously cowbone. Kind of a cool pattern. Nickel silver bolsters and shield, brass liners. Close length 3 and I think 7/16. I typed 8. That would be silly. Blades are 420 HC. Main clip point, saber ground, long pull, cut swedge. Not the most gorgeous blade in the world, but complex, right? 1 of 600, it says. I will say that is an 8 pull. Nice walk and talk. Secondary blade is even harder to get out than the main. I mean, that's a 10 pull, which is a little silly. Anyway. These were the difficult years, weren't they? Anyway. We'll say near mint in box, and I couldn't find one of these anywhere. Your price for a now extinct line of knives, right? There might be a Schatt & Morgan made somewhere, but it ain't a Schatt & Morgan. This one is. Your price $80 like it is. $110. I sharpen both blades. Next up, oh my boys. Any Mike Stewart groupies? Here's your day. We have a Blackjack classic. Let's see what it says here. I can't really read that. Who made that sheath? I can't read it. I don't know. Anyway, it's obviously a Bark River sheath because the knives were made by Bark River. For those of you who don't know, Mike Stewart is the founder of the Blackjack brand. He lost the company. It got bought by a larger company. They started making knives in China. But at some point, they had Mike make the classic series at Bark River. And this is one of them. So that's why the sheath looks familiar. And the knife will too, because it's a Randall Model 1, which is allowed by gentleman's agreement between Mike and the Randall family. Yeah, this is the 5-inch version, so it's in Bark River's catalog, or Blackjack's catalog, it's a 1-5. A2 blade, a beautiful Randall-y soggy pattern, right? Crossguard and pommel are polished aluminum. This knife's been carried a little bit. It's not new. Got the exposed nut, stacked handle. So black, red, black spacers, and then red, white, red, band of turquoise, another set of spacers, etc. Beautiful knife in the hand. It just likes to be in that grip. I don't know why. Yes, I do. So we'll say excellent to near mint, no box. I found one sold listing for this knife on eBay, and it was in a canvas micarta, a much less expensive knife than this. A much less expensive knife. It did $280. This one, and there is one Little spot from storing in the sheath that looks like very superficial orange rust. Let's do 240 like it is. 270 with my edge. The Blackjack Classic Model 1.5. Next up, it's the same old story, the same old song and dance. This is another Blackjack Classic made by Bark River under Mike Stewart, who is the founder of Blackjack. It's a complicated story. This is another Randall homage, Model 1. This is the 7-inch version. Oh, so it's a Blackjack 1-7. A2 blade steel. 6 7/8 inch blade. The handle, 5 inches. Aluminum guard and pommel. Black, red, white spacers. Stacked leather. Exposed nut. Now this one has a little bit more serious corrosion. That might end up being a deepish pit. And some light pepper spots over here. Not in terrible shape, just going to take a little bit of time with some slits and some Scotch-Brite. So we'll call it excellent, no box. Blackjack 1.7s in similar condition and configuration, selling on eBay between $197 and $221 sold listings. Let's do $175 on this. $210 with my edge. That's the Blackjack Classic 1.7. Next up, we have a knife that is, I don't know, it's kind of an emotional one for me to have in my hand because of who made it. It's from Cross Knives. For those of you not familiar with Cross Knives, that's a brand founded and operated by Pete Winkler, a great man of God from the north. I have bumped into him a few times at the Bark River Grind-In, and one of my great regrets in this YouTube channel career has been that I've not really made an effort to get to know Pete, but man, is his work beautiful. We have a beautifully tooled, wet-formed black leather sheath, and this thing of beauty, I'm not sure what the model name is. I'm going to call it the Cross Knives Custom Drop Point Hunter. Great maker's mark. The blade is in Damascus. It's 4 inches of drop point beauty. And I hope the camera's doing justice to the profile of Pete's convex. It's so beautifully devised. The shape of it is just gorgeous, and then it culminates in a skinny way. It's just, I would love to just cut with this and watch material fall off of it. It's just gorgeous. Handled in walnut with some almost crossing diagonal grain. It's very cool stuff. Pins are hollow mosaic. The lanyard tube is brass. Liners are black. This knife's been around since the early days of Pete, I'm thinking. Just a beautiful piece of work, man. I mean, that's just a gorgeous small hunting knife. Can't find any of these sold. Got to be worth $225 though. That's your price. $250 if you'd like my edge on it. That's the Cross Knives Custom Drop Point Hunter. Next up, got an interesting one for y'all. Comes with this envelope and a card. It's interesting when your box is that big and you make people ship it with, I don't know. Great call, Remington. Anyway, come on out of there. This is the Remington, the one that got away, Hawkbill. That's what it says. The one that got away. Model number is R693. I will show you the knife here in just a second. Well, first the box. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. How about the knife? Well, they pulled an old switcheroo on us. You'll remember a couple of years ago, Remington contracted with Great Eastern Cutlery to make some knives. And then they did this. I was just looking it over. I'm going, that's not a GEC, because it's not. The best I could find is it is U.S. made in Alabama. Okay? 4 inches closed length. A serious swayback thing going on. A single Hawkbill blade in 440 stainless steel, they say. Just 440. Stamped tang stamp. Actually, pretty nice looking blade. Full flat ground. Looks like 1/8 inch stock. Nickel silver bolsters, end caps, and shield brass liners. Nice walk and talk. I mean, really nice. Just about a 6 pull. But it operates well. I'll call it near mint to like new in box. These are currently available at a couple retailers. Prices ranging between $90 and $94, plus tax and postage. This one, near mint to like new in box, $75 like it is, $100 if you'd like me to sharpen that Hawkbill blade. And I will not have fun doing it. That is the Remington UMC R693, the one that got away Hawkbill. Next up, we have our second Kershaw launch in tonight's sale. I need to turn the page first so I can read you what it says. This is a model 7550 Launch 11, an actual usable EDC automatic. Black hard anodized aluminum scales, fitted to look integral, but they're not. Pocket clip ambidextrous tip up in black. It is a button lock automatic, no safety. One bronze anodized aluminum pivot collar. There's your blade. A blackwash modified sheep's foot in CPM 154. 2 13/16 inches of blade, 3 15/16 inches of handle. Lockup is dead rock solid. Blade centering is dead center. Action, beautiful. The only wear on the knife will be on the clip. Not significant. So we'll call it near mint in box. Currently available for a web retail or a Kershaw map price of $150. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, $90 like it is. $115 if you'd like my edge on it. That is the Launch 11 from Kershaw. Next up, we have another Kershaw. This one has a box, the last one didn't. Made in the United States of America. I like this knife, even though it is a complete ripoff of a Benchmade. It's sort of a bug out in profile, although its construction is heavier. The lock, what do they call it? Duralock, not an Axis lock. But anyway, it's the 6105 Bel Air in Magna Cut, scaled in a blasted and light gray hard anodized aluminum scale set. Kershaw does great aluminum scales, by the way. Pocket clip, ambidextrous, tip up. Opens with thumb studs, but it rides on ball bearings. Kind of a modified sheep's foot blade in CPM Magna Cut. Full flat ground, beautiful. Handle is 4 1/16. Lockup is rock solid. Action beautiful, centering perfect. Near mint to like new in box, currently available new for a Kershaw map price of $160. Let's do this one at $120 shipped priority mail. $150 if you like my edge on that MagnaCut blade. It's the 6105 Bel Air in MagnaCut from Kershaw. Next up, I'm really excited about a cheap knife. Yes, I am. I need a swig of coffee. My throat is dry and itchy. Oh, that's better. Looks like a new box, doesn't it? Newish. Rat Randall's Adventure Training. OntarioKnife.com. What is that, a misprint? Ontario Rat Model 1.5? What? This is the Spyderco Indela of rats. It's the Goldilocks. It's not a 1 and it's not a 2. It's a 1.5. What does that mean? It means the blade is 3 5/16 inches long. It means it gets coarse cold steel like black G10. And it gets a blade in CPM MagnaCut. What? So same old rat, right? Great lock engagement on the stainless steel liner lock. Of course, it'll be dead rock solid. Action's nice and free. Look at the centering on this one. Huh. And that pop, that rat pop. Great cheap knife. Absolutely one of the greatest of all time. And this size, oh, does it work? Yes, it does. I like it. I like it. It's my favorite rat. So no original clip, but it is wearing, I think, an MXG black coated titanium deep carry, and it's 4-way positionable. So buy these brand new for $96 web retail. Let's sell this one for $75. So $75 shipped priority mail for a MagnaCut blade in one of the best designed knife platforms ever in a great new size. 75 like it is 105 sharp on the Rat 1.5 in MagnaCut. Next up, I have a Spyderco with no box, so we have arachnids on the loose. I've never seen this one. Maybe I have. This is the black FRN handled Rockjumper from Spyderco. It seems like I recognize that handle from another model, but I cannot place it. Somebody comment and tell me. But anyway, standard volcano grip black FRN, 4-way clip mount, black clip, bright hardware. VG10 blade. Oh, what a VG10 blade it is! Yes, a full spider edge, Warncliffe. 3 1/16 blade, 4 7/16 handle. Midlock, no boy dent. Rock solid lockup. Opens with a hole. Rides on phosphor bronze washers. Nice free blade. I think the centering is perfect, but because of the edge grind, it looks more off center than it might be, because the edge is chisel ground. See? Anywho, we'll call it near mint, no box. These are currently on sale at Knife Center for $59, which is ridiculous. Ridiculously low. This one is near mint, no box. $45 shipped priority mail, no need to sharpen. The Rockjumper from Spyderco. Next up, another boxless Spyderco, but this one has a bag. So did the other one. I didn't know what I was looking at when I picked up this knife. So, and frankly, the camera light's going to pick this up better than my eye does. It looks like from my monitor screen. But I thought this was just a murdered pair of 3 FRN. And I opened it up, and I saw that, CPM Crewwear, and I went, okay, let me find this for a pricing reference. I don't have a box, so I don't have a model number. So the only ones that kind of look like this were listed as dark forest green FRN, and I'll be doggone it, it is. I thought it was kind of like a contaminated run of black, but no, that's the scale color. Anyhow, and I can't remember. Knife Joker, I think, was the exclusive on these. DLC coated crew wear blade, 2 15/16 inches in length. The handle is 4 1/4. Compression lock mechanism, rides on phosphor bronze. Great action, rock solid lockup. Centering is going to be off to the top as you're looking at it, just slightly. Tip up ambidextrous deep carry wire clip. And a very cool finish, by the way. Kind of an interesting pair of 3, isn't it? I think so. Anyhow, out of stock. Only one of these recently sold on eBay, and it did $234 shipped for a pair 3 FRN. I think that's ridiculous. Let's go $160 on this one. $185 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That's the pair 3 FRN dark forest green and crew wear. Next, got a Spyderco. Looks like it's a Sage 1 in Maximet. And here it is. Interesting special run of the Sage 1. They don't do a lot of deviations in the Sage line, but they did here. Gray, standard texture, G10, ambidextrous, tip up, deep carry wire clip. Knife opens with a hole. Rides on phosphor bronze washers. Is a stainless steel liner lock. Beautiful engagement and rock solid lockup. Silky smooth action with a bit of lock bar tension. Still flicks open well. Oh, now it's getting... There we go. I think it's just been sitting too long. If the blade looks a little odd in profile, it's been sharpened. And frankly, it's been sharpened well. Which, if I'm buying a Maximet knife, that's a good thing, because that means it's actually a piece of Maximet that is sharpenable. Some of it's not. Some of it just flakes away. So this has been resharpened. It's pretty sharp. And I'm gonna give you a sharpened price, but don't. It's got a nice, I would say it's about a 650 grit edge by looking at it, and it's just nice, toothy, grabby, yeah. So what I think we've got, 2 15/16 blade, 4 3/16 handle, perfect mechanics, near mint in box. Currently available for $246 web retail. Let's run this one at $180 like it is. If you want me to sharpen it, I charge a lot to do Maximet. It's $215, but like I said, it doesn't need it. Next up, we have a little bit of a blast from the past from Benchmade. This is a 522 Presidio Ultra. So, frankly, if I'm in the original configuration of the Presidio, not the Presidio 2, I would rather have the Ultra than the aluminum scaled version, because the Nora, what is it, Neural GTX? Yes, it is Neural GTX. Is going to be less harmful to your clothing than that sharp aluminum. Anyway, what do we got here? Axis lock knife, Parkerized deep carry, ambidextrous tip up clip, axis lock mechanism, opens with thumb studs, rides on phosphor bronze washers. The blade is a spear point, hollow ground in this generation, in 440C, which is not to be sneezed at, by the way, at all. Blade is 3 7/16. The handle is 4 13/16. The lockup is dead rock solid. The blade drops freely, And of course, it's an older Benchmade, so the blade will not be centered. Kind of like a Seiko dive watch bezel. Near mint, no box, discontinued, not of stock. Sold listings on eBay, and there are some, but they're all black coated blades with wear, and they have combo edges, which that's not what you guys want. This is, right? But those sold listings range from $112 to $181. This one can be yours, $105, shipped priority mail, $130 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Benchmade 522 Presidio Ultra. And next up, we have the Rob's Pick tonight. And it comes with no box, just a poly Ziploc bag. But you're not going to care because the knife is so cool. It's from Three Rivers Manufacturing. And see, if it had a lefty clip mount, I would just own it because this just screams Three Rivers Manufacturing to me. It's an Atom. It is scaled in beautiful brown burlap micarta. I think this is an aftermarket titanium clip. With, looks like somebody did a little flame job on it. It is wearing turquoise or aqua, I don't know which one of them, O-rings on the thumb studs, because that's what you do to your Atom, right? The blade, a beautiful spear point, a high flat grind, CPM 20 CV, 3 3/8 blade, 4 11/16 handle. It's a titanium liner lock, phosphor bronze washer pivot, and that doesn't look super free, but it just flings. Feels like a Sage, actually, in its action and lockup. Boy, look at the skinny point on that thing. I guess we'll call that centering. You could call it perfect. You could call it very, 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 very close. Condition, I'm going to call it near mint in box. I don't know that it's had any. No, that looks like a factory edge, and it's cut a little bit, but not much. Anyhow, near mint, no box. You could order one of these sorta. I don't think they offer the burlap anymore, but one like it would be $260. Web retail. Let's do this one at $175, like it is $205 with an Apostle P edge, and that is the Rob's Pick tonight. Next up, we have one from Benchmade. It's a 4400 SBK. 4 digits of numbers means automatic. SBK means it's going to have a black combo edge blade. It's the Casbah. Comes with a pretty nice scale set. Lightweight, black grivery, button lock automatic with a side mounted safety. Very positive. That's a good one. Pocket clip, ambidextrous, tip up deep carry. Looks like an infidel clip. Benchmade action, which is not as fast as ProTech. Beautiful spear point blade. Black coated. Don't know if that's Cerakote. Looks like it. S30 Visor blade steel. 3 7/16 inches of blade. 4 7/16 inches of handle. Lockup is dead rock solid. Centering very close. Condition. Ooh, I had to fail to lock. There we go. I think that was an anomaly. But you saw it. Condition is near mint to like new in box. Currently available for a web retail or a MAP price of $230. Let's do this one at $150 like it is. $170 with an Apostle P edge. The 4400, easy for you to say, 4400 SBK Casbah automatic. Next up, I'm pretty jazzed about this little knife. It's a Benchmade from the Hunt series. The model is the 15553 tagged out, mini tagged out. Very, very nice EDC blade. Scaled in, beautifully made, beautifully textured grivery. Black hardware, including a Parkerized shorty deep carry clip that goes both ways, tip up. Knife opens with a slot or a hole. Look at that yummy little clip point. So what we have really, guys, is a lightweight mini crooked river. That cannot be a bad thing. Look, the blade steel, CPM 154. 3 1/16 blade, 4 1/16 handle. The exact same dimensions as, well, I think the blade's 3 3/16 on the regular sized bug out. So just a little smaller. But look at that stock, 75 thousandths. Full flat ground. What a slicer. Rock solid lockup on the axis lock. Nice action on phosphor bronze. Beautifully centered blade. Has been used and touched up. I think I could flick that open. It's just hard to get to that hole. But you can fling it and swing it. Beautiful example. Near mint inbox. Available new for $190 web retail. Your price for this one's $135 all in, shipped priority mail. $160 with my edge on that CPM 154 blade. The mini tagged out from Benchmade. Next up is our last Benchmade in tonight's sale. Another auto. 5700 SGY-1 Auto Presidio 2. This is kind of special. So the knife comes in this black pouch, and it is Molly attachable, I think, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Oh, there's my Molly strap. We open it up, and oh, guys, look at that. What a stunner. What do we call this color? They call it burnt bronze, hard anodized aluminum. Black hardware. Parkerized deep carry ambidextrous tip up clip. Spine mounted safety. Let's see. That's very positive. You're not going to click that on by mistake. And you just pull back on the axis bar, and out comes that beautiful gray, I believe, Cerakoted blade in CPM M4. That alone makes me almost want to buy a combo edge knife. So what do we got? 3 11/16 inch swedged spear blade, rock solid lockup. 5 inches of handle, and it's heavily built. This is not a little baby knife. Great ergos, great soldier blade. Let's see, blade centering is perfect. Action, beautiful. Lockup, rock solid. Condition, we're going to call it like new in the box. This model currently available for a Benchmade MAP price or a web retail of $375. This one can be yours for $225, shipped priority mail. $255 with my edge on it. That is the Auto Presidio 2 in bronze and M4. Next up, it's Demco time. And they make so many versions of this knife. Price researching one takes half an hour. So this is an AD 20.5 with the slot and the clip point blade in CPM 20 CV with black diamond milled G10 scales. Made in Taiwan. 3 3/16 blade, 4 7/16 handle. It's a little out of whack in blade and handle, but when you put it in the hand, it makes sense because it works so well. Right hand tip up pocket clip, shark lock mechanism, ball bearing pivot, beautiful thumb stud action. Blade centering is, what did I say? Very, very close. Condition is like new in the tube. I don't know if I could actually find one of these in stock. I do know that the web retail is $265. Your price for this one, $195 like it is, $225 with my edge. The Demco AD 20.5 clip point, black G10 and 20 CV. Next up, we have one from Texas. Yes, we do. From Tactile Knives, we have a Maverick in natural G10 with a Magna Cut blade. And it's very beautiful. Nothing goes together like jade and blue. I love these. Why can't you give me a left-hand clip? Man. 3D machined, finely milled, textured, natural G10. Sorry, guys. Allergy season has begun. I love the pivot design. I love the lock. What do they call it? It's not an access lock. Crossbar lock. And it rides on phosphor bronze and it opens with thumb studs. There's your blade. Just a sexy drop point workhorse of a blade. 3.5 inches of Magna Cut, 4 11/16 handle. Rock solid lockup. Free swing in action. Perfect blade centering. It's been used and touched up lovingly. If you buy one of these new, it's going to run you $279. This one can be yours all in. Shipped priority mail, $220 like it is. $250 with my edge on that Magna Cut blade. That is the Tactile Maverick in jade and Magna Cut. Next up, we have a Lion steel made knife for DPX gear. It is the DPX H.E.S.T 2.0. It comes with this essential tool that everyone needs. And it's scary. And here's the knife. Coarsely textured OD green G10 on the show side. Stonewashed titanium on the business side. It has Lion Steel's roto block, which acts like a, well, here's what it does. You rotate it and it will not let you disengage the lock. Right hand tip up deep carry clip. The nut or the screw, I guess, can be manipulated with that tool I showed you. Knife opens with thumb studs. It rides on Teflon washers. DLC coated D2 on this one. Designed by Robert Young Pelton, RYP. 3 1/4 blade, 4 3/8 handle. There's your lock engagement on the titanium frame lock with no steel insert. Rock solid, no stick, no slip. Centering is pretty close. Action's a little stiff. But it's normal for the product, right? Not super stiff, just a little. We'll call it near mint in box. Currently available for a web retail of $175. Let's go $1.25 on this one. $125 like it is. $150 shipped on the DPX H.E.S.T 2.0. Next up, we have another Hinderer this week. This one's kind of cool. I kind of like it. It comes in a service department box, but it is a Hinderer box. So it's an XM18 Gen 3, 3.5 inch, sterile, non-flipper, digital camo, and bead blasted 20 CV blade, but sterile. So there's your Digicam scale. I kind of like that pattern. A lot. There's your bead blasted frame. So the sterile XM18 is for lack of identification and lack of reflectivity. So the bead blast works very good. Opens with thumb studs, rides on Teflon. There's your bead blasted sterile Sponto blade. 3 9/16 blade, 4 13/16 handle. Rock solid lockup. Engaged there. No stick. Beautiful hydraulic Teflon washer action. Centering is very Hinderer-like. Condition will be near mint to like new in service box. They're $425 new. Good luck finding this one. I don't think they're ever in stock like this. Your price $400, like it is $430 with my edge. The Hinderer XM18 3.5 Sponto sterile non-flipper. Next up, it's Chavez Ultramar time. I'd never buy one of these because I don't buy Chinese knives, but I appreciate the effort. This is a Redención 229 kickstop Tanto with black G10 scale. The proper clip is included. Mick Jagger skull clip installed. A blasted and tumbled titanium frame, steel inserted titanium frame lock. Pocket clip right hand tip up milled titanium. And you have your Lee Williams kickstop. So it's a flipper when it's closed. But there's no... Wait, it's still up there. It's a beautiful little cam mechanism. Why didn't somebody else think of that? And it works great. The blade is M390. It's 3 5/8 inches long. It is beautifully ground. A very usable Tanto. There's your lock engagement. It is dead rock solid. Ball bearing pivot. Perfectly centered. 3 5/8 blade, 4 9/16 handle. Magical efficiency. Great in the hand. Near mint to like new in the box. Out of stock at $329 web retail. Couldn't find any sold listings on eBay this week for anything similar. But I know the kickstops are kind of the ones, they're the Chavez knives that are selling right now, but because it's such a great design. Let's do 240 like it is, 270 with my edge. The Chavez Ultramar Redención 229 kickstop Tanto. Next up, we have a stunner from ProTech. No sleeve on the box. Oh well. Model number is the LG307-D2 Operator. It is a Rockeye automatic Les George design. Textured black handle, tritium button, sterile DLC blade in CPM D2. I don't want to go on forever about CPM D2, but if you buy it from Carpenter, it's called CTS XHP. Crucible just called it what it is, a CPM version of D2, which outperforms D2 in spades, a la CTS XHP. Anyhow, look at that beautiful handle. Beautiful milled texture. Beautiful black hard anodized aluminum. Right hand tip up Emerson style pocket clip. Button lock automatic with the tritium vial for glow in the dark technology. Smack! It opens with the decidedly Les George drop point. Oh, yeah. Blade, 3 7/16. Handle, 4 15/16. Lockup, rock solid. Centering, like a ProTech. Action, better be hanging on to it. Condition, near mint to like new in box. Currently out of stock, probably never see them again. When they were available, they had a web retail of $330. Let's do $250 on this one, $275 if you'd like it with my edge. The Rockeye Operator Automatic from ProTech. Next up, Microtech time. Model number is long 169RL-10 APF LG TBK. Come on, guys. It's a ramlock, stitch, single edge, fluted black G10, apocalyptic standard finish. Love these. It has the Microtech ramlock. A lot like the coil spring cartridge Benchmade Axis lock in the Anthem. G10 scales, titanium gear pattern backspacer, ambidextrous tip-up deep carry clip with a couple little scuffs in it. Fill tab. Knife opens with a slot. Interesting blade. Actually more usable than it looks. Blade steel is M390 MK. Blade length 3 5/8. Handle length is 4 15/16. Rides on ball bearings. Centers beautifully. Lockup is rock solid. Near mint in box, clip scuff noted. These are out of stock. When they were available, they had a web retail of $300. Let's do $240 on this one. $270 with my edge. The stitch from Microtech. Next day sharpening available. Next up, another Microtech. Another long model number 137RL-10 APF LG TBK. The Amphibian Ramlock Single Edge in fluted black G10. Very similar in construction to the stitch we just looked at. Long handle, 4 15/16. Fluted black G10. Ambidextrous tip-up clip in milled titanium. Beautiful terrace thumb studs. Gorgeous. What do we call that? A harpoon clip, almost. Beautiful swedge. Graceful recurve. Reminds me of a Benchmade 710 for some reason. So 3 7/8 inches of blade, 5 5/16 inches of handle. I think I just lied to you. 5 5/16. It's long. Yeah, oh, it fits the hand so well. Lockup, rock solid. Ball bearing pivot. Beautiful centering. Condition near mint to like new in box. Available new for a web retail of about $300. This one can be yours all in, shipped priority mail, $230 like it is, $260 with an Apostle P edge. That's the Amphibian from Microtech. Next up, we have a watch, and it's funky. I mean, it is funky. It's from Agard. I think that's how you say it. Not sure, probably a Chinese micro brand. The watch inside the box is their Qantas Carbon Beast. So it's interesting. Anyway, let me show you this thing. Well, there it is. It's a dual balance automatic movement. So you can see 2 balance wheels, 2 hairsprings. Your dial's actually up here. The case finish, it's called gunmetal, and it's on 316L. So here's your dimensions: 43 across, 51 lug to lug, 15.5 thick, 22 millimeter lug width. You do have an open case back, some nice Geneva striping on a movement furnished by Jinghe Industries. I don't know, Jinghe? A Chinese movement, I'm sure. Very interestingly curved sapphire crystal. Open heart design. Carbon fiber embossed leather strap on a deployant clasp. Virtually unmarked. Near mint in box. You can buy these at Joma Shop brand new. That'll run you $450. Or just buy this one. $250 all in, shipped priority mail. The Agard Qantas Carbon Beast. And that brings us to the last item in tonight's sale, and I saved this for last because it's just plain awesome. If you know, you know. But I'll show you anyway. It's a Marathon watch. Canadian company. U.S. government supplier. Swiss Movements. There's your box. You got a card, you got a cloth. It's pretty dressy for a marathon, this box, I gotta say. Because, you know, whoops, what do we got going here? I got all kinds of stuff going on. We'll fix it later. Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? This is the reference WW194006BK. It's a GSAR 41 with a PVD case on the factory PVD coated bracelet with butterfly deployant clasp. Oh, so you got a 41 millimeter case, 48 lug to lug, 13 thick, 28 millimeter lug width. The watch has some heft. It's in 316L stainless steel. You have a sapphire crystal that looks like it's got some pretty good AR on it. Stainless steel bezel with what looks like a ceramic insert because it is engraved with the indices. There are 15 tritium tubes providing lume on the watch, one on each hand and one on each Arabic. The lume pip in the bezel is superluminova of some kind. The movement inside, I believe, is an ETA on this one, because the card in the box says it's a 25 joule movement. If it were a Sellita, it would be 26. So it should be a 28-24 variant. Date at 4. This does have the U.S. government markings. It is near mint to like new in box. I found this new in stock at one web retailer for $22.50. These are kind of hot. And the used ones are going to get real hot because they will suffer from tariffs. So, with box and papers, near mint to like new in box, your price $1,800. That's the Marathon GSAR 41 in black on bracelet. And that brings us to the end of another weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. Now I'm going to go take some Benadryl. Sorry for all the hacking, boys. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now commence to clicking.